Yeah. Hello, myself Manikya Santosh Bokisam. Today I'm going to explain about Android operating systems and my CW ID is 502989 and 66. And today I'm going to explain the most important and very famous operating system, which is Android. So coming to Android, mm, yeah. What is an Android? Android, it is developed by the Google uh, operating system, and which is designed for the cell phones and tablets and touch screen devices. And its design allows user to handle mobile devices simply using finger movements that resemble typical gestures like pressing, scrolling, and tapping. That means if you want to open the phone and if you want to search for any application, you just tap on the phone and you can open it by just pressing and just scrolling, and that's how it's going to be. And Android is also used in the TVs, like televisions and automobile systems and all these things. So this is all about the Android, and it also like coming to the history, the Android history. It is developed and founded in 2003 with an intention of developing an operating system for digitally cameras. Like later, the Google acquired the Android in 2005 and launched its first operating system on a mobile device, which is HTC Dream in 2008, and that is also called as a T-Mobile. And Android OS was updated and frequently after the initial release and in 2008, and also after its original release in 2008. Android OS have often updated, like in the recent years. Variety of versions have been released, starting from the Android 1.5 Cupcake to Android sorry, uh, Android 12, which is a latest version, which is the snow cone. So up to Android 9, Google followed pattern of naming the versions after the desserts. So but after the Google has been updating the operating system, various changes have been made, like impact on the appearance and patches, and correct any bugs in the operating system throughout the years. The main point in the history is Android is updating frequently from 2008, and then from 2008, the application, like the operating system users also have been increased a lot because of its great user interface. So we can you can easily uh, you can easily operate the Android mobiles. Even the uneducated people also, it is easy for them to operate the Android mobile systems compared to the Mac OS iPhones. Yeah. And the main goals, the design goals of the Android is it is open source. So coming to the open source, uh, coming to the open source and application development, and application development architecture. So the main thing about the memory management is all memory allocations assigned to this task are new object creations, and it will remain in RAM, and which will not be paged out until the garbage collector has been accessed the memory. And on Android, because Android is such a largest operating system, its background applications use far more RAM than Windows. And despite the fact that Android handles the memory apps automatically, and when Android's memory is low, then the OS will stop dormant processes automatically, and starting with the ones that have been idle for the longest time. And Android makes advantage of cake memory as well. For example, in an order of a for an audio player to work, the background will be kept in cake memory, and the cake memory will also be used with apps that are not closed and running in the background. So we can run it in the background as well. And the processor management, coming to the processor management in Android, uh, the processor management in Android is sophisticated and functional. There are two essential ideas for a process management. Android OS strives to keep an application process running for as long as and feasible, and only terminates processes when they run out of memory. And the service process and the visual process and background process, there are few categories in the processor management, which is the foreground, service and visible, and background processes. In a simple meaning, foreground processes are the process that are currently run by the system at the top priority. It will run by the system at the top priority compared to the other processes. And visible process are a kind of like background processes, where the users need not interact with the applications, and need not interact with the applications. And instead, visible process is used in a when certain kind of application need to use some type of research, such as camera and location. And so at that time we will use the visible process, and unless there is a insufficient memory to run the foreground process, this process cannot be stopped. So that's the main about visible process. And service process, coming to the service processes, these are the processes that are not visible to the user. We cannot see, a user who is using the phone, he cannot see the service processor with which the user cannot engage. He even can't engage, like he was sitting by he was looking at the phone, he can't see how it's working, the service process and all this. In the background, this program conduct operations such as uploading and downloading files, such as downloading a movie, or like downloading a PDF and downloading or uploading a video. These kind of things we cannot see in service processes. And the background process, this process state is for application background activity only, and a process holding an activity that's not currently visible to the user. It's also same as the service process, and like it is not visible to the user, and it holds some activity. Yes. And the background process state is a background activity of the application. And the other one is like empty process, a process that has no active application components, and it's only alive for a purpose of caking. Yeah, that's all about process management. And the next one is device management. The main goal of a device management in an operating system is to application should integrate with the devices. More than 80% of all mobile devices worldwide run Android. Yeah, this is a fact. So most of the people are using Android mobiles, and a mobile operating system created by Google, this is a higher percentage, means company employees are more likely to use Android for both work and personal use than other device types, compared to the other device types and other operating systems. It is used a lot in the people, because of its good and great user interface, and it will be easy for operating. Yeah, and the updates also very frequent, so that we can move we can move with the developing the updates. And the battery management is also a part of the device management. Android's device battery usage information will be available in the settings tab. Ways to improve battery availability, and users should choose to leave certain functions turned off until they're actually needed. Example, we need to turn off the GPS, the Bluetooth communications, and background file syncing, and the net, the Wi-Fi. and many cellular services and carrier services, not like carrier services, like just stopping the internet until we actually needed, because of that uh, turning on all the time in the phone, it may decrease your battery percentage. So that's the reason why we need to decrease turn off the GPS, Bluetooth communications, background file syncing, etc., using Wi-Fi instead of cellular saves power. Yeah, and the one of the main content of the Android is the file management. The main thing about the file management is app specific storage is the storage that will be used to store the data an application will be using. The storage can only be accessed by the specific app and cannot be altered or modified by the user. You cannot modify or alter that specific app, that accessed by the specific app, the storage you cannot modify or alter while using the phone. And the other one is shared storage is the data that will be shared across the operating systems, and preferences is the storage that has the data from the key values and other private data. And the database will store structured data in private databases using the room persistence library. And the Android operating system offers options for storing data on the system, like I have said before. And the file management on Android is comparably to other operating system. It follows a system called disk-based file management system. So that's all about file management. And the next one is security management. Coming to the security management, Android is less secure than Windows Mobile. Yes, the reason for this less secure than Windows Mobile do not is the Windows phones do not allow the installation do not allow the installation of the programs from unknown resources. It is possible to install only the apps from the App Store only. For the Windows, you cannot get the permissions to install the apps from the other app stores. So you can like the from other websites or all these things. It is very secure about that. And in Android, you can we can install any programs from the outside Google Play Store on Android. Yeah, you can download whatever program, and you can download whatever application outside the Google Play Store, which is not in the Google Play Store. If you found a new app, or else a better performing app, or which may be, if you found in a different website in the Google or else wherever it is, it can be installed in the Android, but you cannot install it in the Windows. So that's the main reason why the Windows is more secure than Android. As a result, users are more likely to install cracked software that is infected with the malviruses or malware or viruses. Yeah, and the next one is device access to allow the login security. To ensure the login security, actually, there are several like Android, there are several security choices to choose from, such as password, pins, pattern, biometric verification, such as the facial recognition and the face fingerprint scanning is also used on some, not actually, some Android devices, because in the recent times, almost uh, in all Android devices, there is a facility of facial recognition and fingerprint scanning and biometric verification, all these things, because it has developed a lot from the previous versions, and each of the various login security measures have been varying level of security, with password protection and being the most difficulty to breach, and facial recognition being the least safe. Yeah, and the user interface, uh, the app application list and menu overlays make up make up Sorry, I was just not feeling well. App icons, list and overlays, list and menu overlays make up the Android users interface. Android's user interface has been a long way since its initial introduction. And user interface is the aspects of the computer system or program which can be seen by the a human user, and the commands and the mechanisms the user uses the control its operations and the user data. And for a long time, Android has had a navigation bar with the home, recents, and back buttons, uh, and to assist users with the navigating the operating system. Yeah, and most Android variations have been replaced with the navigation bar with gestures in the recent years. It is developed by replacing the navigation bar with gestures in the recent years, and Android was designed particularly for touch-enabled devices only, and hence the user interface was created to maximize the use of the touch screen, and user can employ initiative motions like swiping in different directions and swiping in different directions and yeah, the operating systems. And the next one is the future of operating system and the conclusion. Yeah, Android's future appears to be very promising, very promising. And Android is the world's most popular mobile operating system. Every year, Google upgrades its operating system to keep up with your rivals, such as iOS. Yeah, and Android currently supports a variety of devices such as TVs, watches, and a variety of other items such as that may be connected to establish a network of devices that can work together to streamline the user's workflow. And Android gives consumers and developers a lot of freedom and power, allowing for some unique usage patterns. And Android also has a strong developer community that is currently working on creating applications that are compatible with the operating system. The Google Play Shop, which is the principal application store for the Android smartphones, only we can say that, because most of the applications that we can download on Android will be presented in the Google Play Store, and has a much larger section of apps than the App Store on the iOS. Yeah, in iOS there is a very limited kind of apps in the App Store of the iOS, but compared to the iOS, Android has a lot of uh, large section of apps, large section of apps. So and Android has a long future ahead of it, and it appears to be very promising. And there are many companies also using are involved in the development of the Android applications, and we will discuss it the next slide. Yeah, so companies that are involved in the development of the Android OS, some big companies that are involved in the Android developments are fully digital, and Sky Branding, and Label Film, and Grow Branding. So and other products from the Google. Google, as one of the leading tech companies in the world, has a different range of products from the mobile devices to internet related services. So that's the main thing about the Android. And yeah, that's all about the Android application, Android the operating system. And that's all. Thank you very much for giving me I should thank my professor Sang Su for giving me the chance to do project on Android operating system. And yeah, that's it. I was thankful for you, sir. Thanks a lot.